Okay, and we're recording, guys. Well, sure enough, the day I decide to take the day off, not even do a news broadcast, bam, they drop another, teaser / stinger on us, and it just looks really, really weird. And I want to go around and get everybody's, thoughts on it. Let's start with Nightwing.
I just want to say that the Doctor, is being electrocuted, and then you hear this weird, sinister voice. Like, it sounds like someone that we know, but it sounds just a tiny bit off. So, like, I'm just gonna wait and see what everybody else says before I say what I think it might be.
Okay, Harry?
First, you're seeing the Doctor getting what looks like electrocuted. Then you hear the voice. The voice sounds very familiar. I have my own suspicions. I've mentioned it in discussion with some of the people in our little chat, this little podcast tonight, but I'm not going to say anything for now. For the simple reason, I don't want to get a slam for spoilers. As adults stated, I'm not going
to. Okay, Phil?
Well, it's kind of obvious who it's meant to be. I don't know how it can't be a spoiler. The voice is very obvious, but to be honest, it's a very good rendering. But I keep thinking that everybody's thinking it is that certain person, but I keep thinking it could be something a lot more different than what we normally know of that race. It could be someone totally different, as opposed to who we think it is.
Okay, Vil with a V. V for Vendetta.
He's talking to his brother, I think.
Talking to his brother. Okay.
I think he BRB'd, yeah.
Okay, we'll skip over to BeefHead then.
Well, it's another Friday night and we got another treat. Happy days all around.
Hey.
Vendetta's back.
All right, now I know he's back. Hey, Vil, what do you think of this thing?
He's typing his answer.
Vil,
furiously banging away.
It's been 20 years since I studied Morse code.
Well, I thought the dumb thing was muted, but my computer's been weird. I hit mute and then I couldn't even fucking access anything.
That's probably just Windows. What do you think of this little teaser, by the way?
I don't know. When I hit mute, I also lost sound.
Okay. Well, give it another watch, and then we'll come back to you, all right?
Okay, which teaser do you mean?
The newest one.
The most recent one.
Oh, you mean the one with the Davros voice?
Yeah.
Oh,
yes.
No.
Yeah,
you said the name.
Yeah, I saw that earlier, and it's kind of cool. I don't know if it really even means that Davros would be in this series, but it would be kind of stupid to use his voice if he's not. However, it could just be that the Daleks will be there, and then it'll carry over to something in the next series, like 8 or 9 with him.
Okay. Alex?
Yeah, I mean, it could be a thing. If it is Davros, it could be that it's like something in the Doctor's own psychology, in the same way that Sherlock has Moriarty in his head. I don't know. I mean, it's not just he's electrocuted, it's there's an X-ray effect, which is what they do for extermination in the new series. So I'm thinking, is he like suspended in the moment of being shot by a Dalek? Now obviously my first thought was, what should I call him? The Great Healer. My first thought was Davros. Whether it's exactly the Julian Bleach Davros voice which they would use, I'm not completely sure. But the thing is, the voice becomes more and more like a Dalek voice.
Which Davros did.
I suppose, but when you hear the shouting of exterminate, that sounds very much like. But I mean, it's. So I lost my train of thought. I think we speculated like that before. Sort of course, that's the Davros voice. I'm thinking that aren't Daleks going to be on a bit too early in this season for it to be.
Yeah, but they're in episode 2, aren't they?
Yep.
Yeah.
Which leads me to say something about the trailers, because the first one we had was more or less regarded to deep breath. This one is now referring to Daleks. So maybe the next trailer we have will be to do with Robin Hood. Yeah.
Okay, maybe. But I also want to draw attention to the fact that that there's supposed to be an episode, and I suppose it's episode 2, that involves the characters exploring the psyche of a Dalek, walking around in the mind of a Dalek, and obviously it's got to tie in with that somehow.
Yeah.
Okay, joining us for this cast, this first time on the Omega Files, CoquiPirate. Glad to have you here. What do you think of this thing?
Well, I think that the topic matter that's being discussed is interesting for a Dalek. You know, he sees into his soul. He sees, what was it, divinity, something else, and hatred, right?
Yeah.
So it's beauty, divinity, and hatred.
Oh, beauty, divinity, and hatred. You know, and the voice becomes a Dalek in the end. So, I don't know. I got the vibe of someone who's either not that much in control of his head, you know, someone that could be becoming a Dalek, or you know, someone like Clara, who was not aware that she was a Dalek. That being said, it does sound like Davros. I don't know. I kind of see some sort of, you know, human being roboticized, but that's because that happens to be the arc I'm watching in Classic Who right now. So yeah.
And joining us, a voice we have not heard from many a moon, DoctorWhoMan.
Yay!
Oh hell!
Yes.
Hello. Good evening.
I take it you've seen the little teaser stinger they put out today, right?
I haven't actually.
You haven't seen it?
Oh man,
Get out!
I've been preoccupied.
Ain't you red and shame?
Hang on,
Football, innit?
I'll put the link for you in the window there. You can go check it out while we.
Oh man.
Would this be a sports-related thing by any chance?
He's got football.
I shall ignore that rather flippant comment.
Football. That's all he talks about these days. Football. Okay, all right. Now, this is what I know. As far as I know, episode 2 is going to involve, and this is coming from some pretty reliable sources of mine. Somehow, for some reason, the Doctor and Clara get shrunk down and put into the Dalek brain. So, I think that's what this teaser is involving, is that particular Dalek that they're somehow in contact with is, you know, saying this neat little piece. At least that's what I'm thinking it is.
How would they end up in a Dalek brain? And isn't a Dalek basically just a brain with tendrils and an eye?
Basically, think Invisible Enemy Part 2.
Yeah,
.0.
that's it, basically.
The only good thing came out of Invisible Enemy was K9.
Yeah, that's when they introduced K9, as a matter of fact, was Invisible Enemy. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's the only good thing that came out of Invisible Enemy. I mean, I'm a classic fan, but hey, there's some stories that just tank.
All right. All right.
I was actually thinking, you know, because now you mentioned like being inside the brain of a Dalek. Could it be that he hears the voice a certain way while within the Dalek, and you know he hears the Dalek voice outside of the Dalek, and it could be sort of highlighting that, you know, there are two sides to a Dalek with that. Maybe, I don't know. That's something that came to mind.
Well, that's at the end of Eccleston's run as well, though, that they come to regard hatred and anger as a thing of beauty. So
yeah.
I just have an idea of what they might be going with this, with the Davros type voice. Like, Davros could be revealed at the end of the episode, and like in a couple of like series later, Davros will be revealed properly.
I don't know. Like, to me, it sounded like Nicholas Briggs.
Yeah, and some people are saying it sounds like Khan as well, Dalek Khan.
But I'm pretty sure Khan has died.
We don't know that, though. We don't know. If that's the case, then how comes Davros is still knocking about?
Exactly. Yeah, they
No. I didn't say that Davros didn't die. I said that
Yeah, but even though Dalek Khan was immobile in his shell, I'm sure he must have had some sort of temporal shift going on there.
After all,
if one could escape, the other one could. Can I also
but
say?
Davros had a choice to die. He was too great to accept death, and that damn chair will always bring him back.
Okay, go on ahead, Alex. You had a thought?
If you're exploring the brain of a Dalek, could it be they have quite a complicated relationship with their dad?
Huh?
What are you talking about there, Alex?
Well, think about it. Like the Daleks, they overthrow Davros, and then they go back for him once in a while, like returning to Daddy. And is there something in there that, all right, they don't really have emotions, but could they still be psychologically complicated by their creator? You know what I mean? Because it strikes me as like they have this very perverse relationship with their creator.
No, I mean, it's been well established that they don't really need him. I mean, they haven't needed him for centuries. Do you understand what I'm saying?
Well, they go back to him in Destiny of the Daleks. He brings them back in the new series, or he makes his own new ones, even if they do once again imprison him. You know what I'm saying?
And they did go back to him again in Resurrection of the Daleks.
Mm-hmm.
Although it might not even be that. It could be the Dalek Prime Minister from Asylum, or it could be a new Dalek, the Time Controller.
Prime Minister.
Now that would be interesting if they did introduce the Dalek Time Controller into the the TV series.
I saw some comments on Facebook with the video saying that it might be the Dalek Time Controller.
Yeah.
So I'm not.
Because it has that inflection of the way it spoke, like the Prime Minister one, which understood the concept of beauty and hatred. So, yeah, normal Daleks don't.
Okay, assuming he's had a chance, I'm assuming he's watched it now. What do you make of this, Mo?
Yeah, it looks good. It looks good. Yeah, it looks good. It looks good.
Any thoughts on who that voice is, or?
Come back to me in a bit.
Oh, he's going to want to come back to him in a bit because, oh boy, I heard this from somebody today. And like I said, it's not one of my usual sources, so please take it with a grain of salt because I'm waiting to get this confirmed. I was going to save this one for tomorrow, but I figure, hey, we've got a gang here. I'm going to throw it at you and see if it sticks. Now, as some of you may or may not know, parts of episode 10, if not the whole of episode 10, has been put back to the end of the filming schedule. It has been deemed top secret. Security has been maximized on this particular shoot. They've even got to the point that when they were shooting at Box Cemetery this last week, they had security men going around shooing people off with cameras, which is a first for Doctor Who filming in BBC. But, okay, I'll just cut right to the chase. I was told that from an inside source, Michelle Gomez is the master.
Yeah.
What?
Yeah,
Shut
right.
up.
Yeah.
Shut up.
Yeah. I'll believe that.
Like I said, I'll believe
Sarah Michelle Gellar's going to be the next Doctor. Yeah.
I'll believe that when I see it.
Buffy the Dalek Slayer.
Yeah, Buffy the Dalek Slayer.
Like I said,
Where'd you get that?
I have yet to confirm this.
No, they wouldn't do that.
But okay, let's look at the evidence though that supports it. One, Moffat has gone out of his way, especially back during the Doctor's life, to establish that Time Lords can be both male and female incarnations.
True.
Also,
Yeah.
Ronnie is going to reappear in Big Finish this year, which means she's probably not going to be available to be on television. And also, you notice how a whole lot of people have been touting about a female Doctor?
Okay, listen. I'm going to flip this, right? What do you think of it being, right, the Rani?
I don't know, because like I said, they usually don't jump things back and forth between Big Finish and all that. I was shocked when they had... well, then again, they did have Tom Baker in the 50th, but he was not the character of the Doctor. He was never specifically referred to as.
This makes Time Lord relationships.
Hang on a minute.
Sorry.
Who's the one just before you, Vil? Speaking?
I think it was Harry.
Yeah, I'm saying that they got this female controller or somebody that is supposed to be showing up, some great lady that's got these extra long arms or something. And maybe that's who they're referring to as the female Doctor.
Yeah, she's supposed to be, heck, I'm trying to think of the name of it.
Gatekeeper of the Nethersphere.
That's what it is, Gatekeeper of the Nethersphere. I remember it's some weird-ass title, but what if that's all bogus?
Guys.
Moffats are known to throw out false stuff at times.
So you're saying that the Master is in league with the Cybermen again?
It's very possible.
Guys, I'm just saying, the Doctor seems to be quite pally with them, with the Gatekeeper of the Nethersphere, so it could be possible that they're a temporary truce while the Cybermen are dealt with.
Plus, from what I've seen of the filming stuff, yeah, he seems to be rather close to this character that Michelle Gomez is playing. There's even a scene where she holds up what appears to be a small view screen type device, which, by the way, we've seen the Master having before, all the way back to Colony in Space. And whenever she's showing him on that particular screen, he's got this complete look of dismay as he looks at it. Then, of course, there's a scene later where suddenly the unit's there, and I think if they were both tased. I'm not sure it was a taser or what they used, but suddenly she falls unconscious, and then Osgood walks over, does the same thing to the Doctor, Peter Capaldi, and then he goes to his knees and goes to the ground and goes unconscious.
Yeah, that does make a lot of sense, because I don't...
Isn't he overheard saying as well, I need her awake, or something like that? I need her conscious. So obviously he needs her for something.
So it kind of makes me wonder if, the whole Gatekeeper of the Nethersphere thing is bogus. They've done it before.
It's just a working title.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I can't. I'm not gonna. It doesn't sit well with me having the Master being female. It doesn't.
I can see what my problem, Philip, isn't so much the idea of the Master being female. It's that any woman written by Stephen Moffat, she'll be River, she'll be Tasha Lem.
Yeah, they're very one-dimensionally structured.
Yeah,
in Moffat's eyes. Yeah.
Yeah, but I'm thinking because basically there hasn't been any leaks at all. Very little. So it could be a massive red herring. I still hope and pray it could be the Rani.
I really wish too, but like I said, they're going to be introducing.
Well, you never know. I mean, you never know. There was, everybody was thinking, we've been wrong before. Let's just say.
I'm just saying, I haven't confirmed this yet, but I figure I'd throw it by everybody to see what their gut reaction is, just in case.
I mean, to be honest with you, Brian, I'm really hoping that, I'm not going to ask you who the source was, but I'm really hoping that it's like one of the, irregular ones that hasn't been, right in all cases, if you know what I mean, Brian.
Well, it's one of my it's kind of like somewhat of my little birds that whispered in my ear. So,
well, guess what? There's another emergency podcast. They just tried to call me in.
Which one? I wonder.
I don't know if it's the Real Whovians, the Everything Show, or one of the others.
I heard you, Vil. I heard you on another show. I think it was the Real Whovians. I haven't discovered.
It might have been. I'm not sure. I've been on so many of them. I don't even know what in the hell shows they are. They call and I'm just like, okay.
Then again, if you've seen what Vil's doing on them shows, I'm not sure if even he knows he's on the show at the time.
No, I usually know that much. Although the last one that I did, they called me when I was both getting baked and I was super fucking tired, which means I don't even pretend.
There we go. Vil's dropping the F-bomb again. Well done, Vil.
That's how you know that I'm not an fucking imposter.
Well done. Very clever.
Yay.
It's
Yes,
interesting.
I went to the Malcolm Tucker School of Podcasts.
It's interesting that the trailer focuses on Capaldi's twin hearts. Why would that be now, I wonder?
I don't know. Maybe he gets it broken. I don't know. Only joking.
Well, I was thinking it was to highlight that the shock stopped both his hearts. At least, it seemed like a death thing, something that they would make appear as a death. He's not going to regenerate that soon on, but I'm guessing that the Doctor, at least being very near death, is going to be an important aspect of whatever story they're building.
Or is it just a reminder for us to realise he's not human because he has two hearts, and that's just simply what it is.
Yes.
I don't know. I think. I mean, one thing about Moffat. I mean, he is a very, 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 very cheeky git with his trailers. You know what I mean? I mean, we think he means one thing, and it turns out to be something completely different.
There's one
Sound
out
like
of a
Monty
phone call.
Python, don't I?
Yeah.
Now for something completely different.
There's going to be a mini-sode soon, isn't there? I can sense it.
You reckon?
Yeah. What do you mean you can sense it? You know it. You know it's going to be. You know it's going to happen.
Well, they've done something every Friday subsequently. What are we going to get next week?
Yeah. Doesn't it remind you of the 8th anniversary with the trailers and Oh God.
It was fantastic.
Deja vu, isn't it?
Is there any truth in the rumor that episode 10 is going to feature the Doctor and companions reduced to children?
Have not.
I hope not.
No, I don't think that's going to be possible because I don't think they're going to hire a kid to play Peter Capaldi.
No, but they could hire a kid to play.
They've got the mouth
early
for
version
it.
of Doctor.
A kid with Tourette's, yeah.
Yeah. It could easily be done.
I'm curious about the whole shrunken TARDIS thing, because apart from the pictures of them coming out of a half-size TARDIS, there's also the picture of Clara holding what is basically a toy TARDIS from Forbidden Planet, as if the TARDIS is just going to keep shrinking.
Yeah. Which
I like some of the pictures that I've seen, where they're just pulling funny faces in front of it.
Do you think they built a little foot-high prop, or they literally just bought a TARDIS toy?
No, they probably built it.
Yeah.
They have to build it to spec, innit? Because not all toy ones
Scale
actually...
models, yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah.
It kind of reminded me of my ice bucket TARDIS I have here in the house, to be honest.
Because they're actually made for 5-year-olds, those tents, aren't they? So.
Plus, if it's going to be a far enough away shot, they don't have to be too detailed with it.
True.
Yeah, the only thing is if you can tell it's moulded from plastic instead of actually being made of wood like the real prop.
Yeah, that's another thing. Because, we are shooting in high def now, so they may have had to build one from scratch.
We'll see what happens.
We'll definitely see what happens.
I'm really looking forward to that one.
Presumably that's got to be the first one, hasn't it? Because he's forgotten how to fly the TARDIS, so he accidentally messes up with the dimensional stabilizers, which he's done before.
Oh, is that featured in the first episode? I thought it was going to be further along the line.
No, basically the Doctor crashes the TARDIS into the River Thames and... Woo!
Danny, do we know this for sure?
No, as far as I know,
Deep breath.
I know.
London.
What I've been told, what crashes into the River Thames in the first episode is a 51st century ship. And it's once again the repair droids have gone mad and they're using people for parts to repair the vessel.
Clockwork droids.
Yeah, clockwork droids, basically, you're right. So that's what I'm being told, that the Jack the Ripper guy, as you've seen on the filming set, is basically going to turn out to be a clockwork droid.
Yay.
That makes sense.
Wait,
harvesting parts for the ship, yeah.
Is it, you know that Vastra said that she killed Jack the Ripper and ate him? She wouldn't have been able to eat a clockwork droid.
Yes,
maybe she did kill the real one, and we got a secondary one doing what he used to do.
My point exactly. She may have killed the original, and then this one shows up a little bit later.
Well, they do say Jack the Ripper was more than one person.
Yeah, I heard that.
It is a popular theory that there was more than one Ripper.
Yeah, there's 20 different theories.
Yeah, there's so many theories about Jack the Ripper. It's crazy.
Yeah.
It was really the
I mean, to be honest with you, the way I would have played it, sorry to interrupt, I would have played it, Jack the Ripper could somehow be the master. You know,
That's what I thought they were
time
gonna do,
traveler
actually.
sort of thing.
No.
I don't know. I don't see that being his style because
Of course it ain't his style. It's got, you know.
he
There
prefers
is
to
a
shoot.
theory. There was a theory in one of the books, one of the post-New Adventure books, one of the books that put out after New Adventure series went on, that Jack the Ripper was actually the Valyard.
Which book was that?
Give me half a second, I can find it for you.
Oh, that'd be great.
Yeah, Harry's got the whole 9 yards on that collection, so.
It's got to be the novelizations, the ones in the 90s. I'm sure it was.
It was. Is it? No, it's not Illegal Alien.
And we'll find out in a minute. Yeah.
Well, it's nice to know the Clockwork Droids are going after the healthy organs of East End prostitutes in the 1800s anyway.
Yeah.
Yeah. Isn't that the HLM episode?
New status report, the ship has crashed.
It's called Interface or something like that. It was a Doctor Gates book. It was take place in around the time of the Ripper, and had Valyard and.
So Harry, can you get closer to the mic because we can't hear you?
Yeah, basically it's all.
As soon as I find it, I'll drop you a line on Skype.
Okay. Yep. I'm watching Harry go through his archive right here as we speak. So.
Hey, you guys know me. I say I got the books. I got the books.
No, we believe you.
Oh, we believe you, man. I know you.
And don't forget, Harry, you showed me it personally, didn't you? Your collection. I know what you got.
Yeah, Nightwing brought up a good point. Isn't the first episode feature length? I go, come on, this is Moffat. 75 minutes is feature length to Moffat.
Exactly.
Yeah. The length of time it takes him to take a dump is feature length to Moffat.
I mean, you know, that's why it's so great, you know. You can only do a decent episode with a mini-sode, really. So let's hope everything changes.
Yeah, I do have my hopes up for some mini-sodes coming this way soon. And it is weird that every Friday, you know, for 2 Fridays in a row now, we've gotten a little inside look into the show. I wonder if they're going to keep doing it right up to the beginning of August.
But you know what? Though, it'll be interesting on what direction Capaldi will be allowed to take the Doctor. Wise. Well, the reason why I say allowed, whether he'll be maybe too dark or too aggressive for the younger viewers, if you know what I mean.
See, that's been a worry of mine too. Go on ahead.
I mean, it's not to me. I'm looking forward to it, but maybe.
Yes, I mean, but I'm you know, kids are daily up against dark things in the world that we live in. I can't see a TV program being that much of a problem.
Yeah, no, but the reason why I say that is because ever since Moffat's been taken over the Doctor as producer, he's turned the whole show as a childlike, you know.
Yeah, you know. Well, that was with the Matt Smith era and everything, and now he's gone beyond that. He's now had a chance. He's now have a chance to readdress that and put it the way he wants it.
I think there's probably going to be a change around though. I think because was it when he was filming the first episode and he spoke to that young kid on set? He said, "Oh, bear with me. I'm going to be a bit shouty at the start, but it does get better. So maybe it will just be for initial 2-3 episodes, something like that."
I know what you mean, Tim, but you misunderstand me. But you know where there's for some strange reason Moffat has built up this new kind of generation now that see Doctor Who in a totally different light than what we do. Do you understand what I'm saying?
Yeah, no,
could it? What I'm saying, could it put the people off in terms of ratings now? To make the Doctor more darker, you know, could it put the younger people off? You know what I mean?
I
I'm saying that Moffat is
it.
basically aiming everything at the younger generation now.
Hold it, Alex has been trying to say something.
Thanks. I mean, Moffat got to let himself write dark. And if you remember how Clive described the Doctor when the show first came back as being, he has one constant companion, death.
Yeah.
Now, me and Cokie and some other people have been going through the classic series from the beginning. There was death, 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 death. Russell T Davies era, and I've watched a bit of that from the beginning recently as well. And it's very true that there is quite a death toll. One person I know online remarked, I start falling in love with a character and then they're killed. Moffat, when we finally got to see the Time War, we saw the Time War without a single on-screen fatality. The Doctor should be surrounded by death.
Exactly. I brought up times before that one Dalek in the episode Dalek killed more people than all the other Daleks since then combined.
Yeah, but this is what I mean. Because people that have grown up with a new generation that are used to watching with no fatalities at all and everything's going to be all right at the end. Do you reckon that the viewership will go down now? Because hopefully you're going to get a darker Doctor, and hopefully he's going to end up maybe killing someone himself.
Yeah. I think we need a bit more. I think that's what kids want, a bit more spice to Doctor Who. They don't want all this namby-pambiness.
So you don't think they'll get put off?
Why?
Okay. Oh, hold it, Nightwing?
Saying that, it looks like that we are going to be getting some characters that are going to be, quote-unquote, messed around with. Like, Danny's going to be aged and cyberized, if that's how we say it. One of you guys were talking about it with me earlier about Danny.
It was me. I said that. Yeah, he gets aged.
Turning about Cybermen.
Yeah.
So the fact that
you're talking about Danny Pink, are you? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Oh, not another assistant being aged and died and coming back to life again, please, no. We've had too much of that with Arthur.
But here's the thing, though. Those scenes in the graveyard, those are from the finale. So with the ones with Danny Pink in a cyber suit, and Clara's talking to him with the faceplate removed. So if those hold up, there's a good shot. I don't think Danny Pink's coming back.
Don't say that. He just got in there.
Yeah.
Oh.
And to be honest with it, it'll be nice to have a male
companion
influence again, but I don't mean in the Arthur Darvill sort of thing. I hopefully mean in the Fraser Hines sort of assistant
action companion,
Unless Danny Pink's demise as a Cyberman is a reset button thing that often hits him off on the head.
Because I don't know about you two, going back to the male roles, even the Russell T Davies era, because even Mickey Smith just looks an idiot, as a character. You know what I mean? I mean, even called him Mickey the Idiot. I mean, love him or hate him, Turlough. I mean, he was a strong character, albeit he tried to kill the Doctor.
Turlough's cool.
Sorry.
So basically, what you're saying is that Moffat tends to dumb down the male characters in Doctor Who as companions.
Moffat and Russell T Davies, really, if you think about it. Because because you think about it. You think about. Sorry.
Was it Adam? Was it?
Oh yeah, Adam was a typical dumb downer.
Yeah, because if you think about it, right, Turlough with Nyssa and Tegan, they were in the sort of equal footing, if you know what I mean. Same as Jamie and
Victoria,
Zoe, Ben and Polly, you know what I mean. Even Stephen and stuff like that. I would like to see an assistant just being an assistant, the same sort of level, I'm not talking about intellectually, but I am talking about that now. But it's getting ridiculous,
Hang on, Harry wanted to add something. Go ahead.
Yes, I found the book. It's called Matrix.
Right.
It's by Robert Perry and Mike Tucker. It's a Sylvester McCoy BBC Press book. It's not a new adventure book. It's one that was put out by BBC Press.
What's it called?
It's called Matrix.
Yeah, I know. That's the one. Yes, the one I've got. Okay. Yeah, that's the one.
And I said I had to do a little digging because it wasn't my usual stuff. It was in another area where I had books at. That's why I was having trouble finding it, because it was not in with the new adventure material. It was in with the stuff that was put out by BBC Press and such.
Or who knows? Maybe instead of Eric the Dalek, we're getting Danny the Friendly Cyberman.
Oh God!
Don't.
Cybermen
Don't.
are basically
It'd be kind of weird if
delete.
it'd be kind of weird if
Delete
Danny.
or upgrade.
Go on,
Say that again.
Yeah, I was
That
just
again,
saying,
Phil.
it'll be kind of weird if Danny Pink, if he becomes a Cyberman, that the head of the Cyberman obviously his head becomes handles in a sort of like flip back kind of way.
Handles point two.
On the point of cyberheads, the classic series cyberhead that we've seen lying on the ground is very specifically an invasion style cyberhead, exactly like the one in the museum in Dalek. And I'm wondering if there's a connection.
There's gonna be a reference to the battle between Unit and the Cybermen in Invasion.
I mean, do you think? I mean, apart from the invasion bit, which is pretty obvious as a connection, especially in London, it looks like it. But do you think what Alex has just said, would it tie into the one in Dalek? Do you reckon?
Yeah,
Moffat
Van
will.
Statten. Well, but it depends on the date. That depends on the data, because Van Statten was quite a few years in Rose's timeline. It was about 2020 or something, wasn't it? Whereas if what we're seeing in the pictures is present day, depends on what the date is. I can't see it.
Yeah, I've always wanted to see a follow-up where just like a tiny cameo, because Van Statten is supposed to have ended up being having his memory wiped.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So there's some Van Statten is now some identityless, memoryless, like homeless guy in some place beginning with S, Sacramento. You know, if he could just be in the background, just like one little scene where he begs the Doctor for some change, and there's a moment of recognition in the Doctor's face. Haven't I met that guy? You know.
Even though he's changed his face completely, so yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, you mean Van Statten? Yeah. But I mean, going back to the original point, Alex, I'm talking about the Cyberman head. I mean, do you reckon? I mean, I'm only putting a theory out here. Do you reckon they could come back? I mean, do you reckon it could be before he picked up the Cyberman head? You know, Van Statten.
It's going to be before. It's going to be before.
Yeah.
Because that may not be the actual same head. That could be, because Van Statten could have got his Cyberman head from another Cyberman, not the one that's broken on the floor.
Oh yeah, because that one wasn't battle damage, was it?
Yeah.
Unless they set it back before 2000 and what was it? 2012, I think, when they ran into Van Statten.
I think so. Yeah.
Then there'd be no way for that to be the same head unless they're setting it back further in time before that. Chances are it's probably some Cyberman from an older batch, and the newer Cybermen decided that these can't be upgraded any further, so they should just be erased.
Guys, what happened to the Cybermen in Invasion? Did they escape or did they get destroyed, or what happened?
No, they got destroyed.
They got destroyed. The ones in space got destroyed, but how many more are still lying in wait in the sewers?
Remember that most of the Cybermen that we've been seeing in Moffat's time have not been the Cybus Industries one. Even if they've had the same outer look, they've been Mondas Cybermen. So I don't think that there's going to be any leftovers of that.
I know what you're getting at, Philip. It's a great idea, and they should do it, but he won't do it. It's a great idea. I know what you're getting at, Philip. I know what you're getting at.
Okay, good. They're supposed to be filming up by St Paul's this weekend or something as well, isn't it?
Yeah.
So maybe they do find a batch of Cybermen still unearthed in the sewers.
Yeah.
And that awakens the signal.
Guys. Alex wanted to say something. Go ahead.
That's an interesting piece of continuity if they do that, and very iconic, of course, if they have Cybermen going down. Oh no, those steps outside St Paul's aren't there anymore, are they? But what I was going to say though is, I'm sure that the last Cybermen we saw the last couple of times, are meant to be integrated. They're part Cybus, part Mondas.
Oh. How does that work? What do you mean?
They've met each other and merged.
They've met each other previously, sort of thing.
Have they? Well, they
Yeah.
cross dimensions. Because
Yeah.
the Cybers ones are from another dimension. If they cross dimensions.
They got through though in that Christmas special, the next
Yeah.
Doctor.
Oh yeah.
And if you think of Nightmare in Silver, the chess playing Cyberman was one of the original original Cybus ones, and then these other ones come along. But I'm sure it's at least implied that there's been some fusion to make an ultimate Cyberman.
That would make sense with the upgraded one. Yeah. I see what you mean.
It looks
Have
like
you
the
noticed,
Cyberman
Phil?
head that.
Sorry, Danny. So
It looks like the Cyberman head that's on the floor broken. It looks like the Cybermen are gonna go absolutely ape shit over it, saying that this Cyberman head is broken because of you, or unless the Cybermen actually break it themselves. That's the only.
Yeah, the point is, it's just the head. Where's the body? So I'm thinking, where did it fall? Did it fall from the sky, or was it just put there? I don't know. I don't understand. Where's the rest of the body?
No, it could be an old relic from the invasion times.
What if a modern Cyberman loses its head in the battle, wanders around and picks up the old one and puts it on?
Words of Gomez strikes again.
Yeah.
But,
Emerald Reach, where you were.
That would be crazy.
you were going to say something, Dr. Freedom, before we got into a conflab.
No, I was fine. Go ahead, Alex.
Alex?
Not me. Oh, I think I finished. Sorry.
Okay. Oh yeah, there's been a lot of theories bouncing around as to what's going on. Someone even brought up the fact, what if it's going to be old Cybermen versus new Cybermen? And I was like, that's already been kind of done before with the Daleks.
No, but it would be good if it would come back as the old Cybermen, because at least with the old Cybermen, the Doctor could have a rational conversation. Who's typing there? Phil?
Yeah, Bill, calm down.
Now, as I say, that would be a good idea, because it would be better than the Dalek and Cybermen one, because at least with the old Cybermen, the Doctor could have a rational conversation,
Yeah.
I mean, as this with the new ones, yeah,
they can't really talk. They're very monosyllabic.
Yeah,
So
they're just there. They're completely robot now.
I miss David Banks.
Yeah, the original.
Oh yeah, I remember David Banks. Yeah.
Yeah.
But do you think that ever happened now?
I don't know. It was nice, when I think of a cyber leader, I kind of think back to the one they had like an Earthshock and all that, who could actually do a nice exchange with the Doctor. I wish we could see that again.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because to be honest with you, I know they're supposed to, eventually be completely, cybernetic robot. I mean, because if you remember back in the Hartnell days, you could see they still had human hands, and then in the Troughton they started to have more, metal features and stuff, and then so on. But now this is getting ridiculous. You know what I mean? They're just there with their deletes. I mean,
These aren't even Cybermen anymore. They're more like a Star Trek Borg.
Oh God, yeah. I'll tell you what. Do you reckon? Talk about the invasion. Do you reckon they'll find remnants of the Yetis in the undergrounds as well? No, that's too far.
They probably got all them. They probably got all them stashed away somewhere in Unit. You know what Unit's like.
Do you reckon they'll come alive?
I'm laying money they're in the Unit vault.
Do you reckon they'll come alive and have a fight with the Cybermen?
You hairy bastard! How many people are kicking themselves for hoping they can run down to Cardiff and get a free ticket to watch the first episode before it airs on national television?
Nah,
I would love to do that.
I don't have
I
a
don't know.
car.
They never used to do it in the old days when they used to do it in London. They should have
Yeah,
done.
it all used to be to like press, didn't it?
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Stupid that I find it a little bit mean that some people could spoil it before the actual reveal on the, the big day.
That's going to happen, though. It's going to happen whether we try to avoid it or not, or if you're looking for it. You'll
Yeah, I
find.
know, but I'm trying to keep spoiler free. I was skeptical if I was going to be in this podcast.
Because you were trying to keep it spoiler free.
Yeah,
You sure with the internet
I
age?
mean,
Yeah, I know, but I'm not getting spoiled like storylines and everything. I've been keeping away from Freedom's podcast broadcast just so I don't have to, I'm trying to keep it nice and fresh for me when it comes around.
Yeah, but it'll still be nice and fresh when you see it for your own eyes, whether you know something about it or not.
Yeah, I think that like spoilers entails a certain degree of, knowledge on the topic when it's conjecture. I don't know.
I mean, at the moment, Nightwing, you're going to enjoy because we've had nothing really, not like previous years under Moffat.
Yeah, I know.
You know what I mean?
I've seen a lot of
You
pictures.
gotta
Hang on a minute.
something, Nightwing. I'm pretty much going into this season as blank as everyone else. All I have is little bits here and there. I don't have anything major, so all we have is speculation at this point.
Yeah, that's what it is, speculation.
Yeah, because basically, I mean, let's face it. Okay, we speculated about the 8th anniversary, and we were sort of like 95% right there and thereabouts. But it doesn't mean that we're going to do that about season 8. I mean, because it's been like the FBI.
We're going for 99%.
The lessons of Christmas, yeah.
Like I've told people before, I've been wrong before. Okay, I do not have a 100% success rate with this kind of stuff. So anything can happen, and that's what I love about it. I love it when they throw curveballs at us we don't expect. I love it when they, the fact they have clamped down on security, because you wouldn't believe the amount of information that was getting out because you had folks just showing up to the filming, and you can actually go on YouTube now and find actual scenes that have already been filmed for Series 8. They're right there in the room in HD.
Oh.
But can I just go back about the premiere episode for press and the lucky viewers that get tickets to see the first airing of the first episodes. I got to make Daniel Nightwing right about it. Is you never had that under the Russell T Davies era. Am I right or am I wrong?
You're right. You're absolutely right.
You know what I mean? You never had that under Russell T Davies. Everybody saw it the same time as we did,
Yeah.
So, and I make him right on that, and I think this is going back again with Stephen Moffat. He is great at selling the show, and I don't know what he's doing. I think that's the only reason why he does these. Oh, let's make more money. I mean, we don't know. I mean, do some lucky fans? Do they win tickets to see these premieres?
No, it's
10
or 11 quid each, I think, for a ticket.
Yeah, it's about 6. It's
cheap.
It's 6 quid for
youngsters. Moffat, well done. flogging people shows for what they've already paid for. Well done. No,
it's like last year's Trailer Gate in reverse, though, isn't it?
Yeah. Yeah.
And as I said, I bet those guys at Comic-Con are really glad they didn't leak that trailer now, aren't they?
On the trailer.
It'll be interesting. It'll be interesting if next season anybody from the Omega Files gets the chance to attend one of these press conferencey things or whatever, these premieres, and tell us what it's like.
Well, I've booked off the London date off of work, so I'm going to try and go up there, to be honest with you.
How'd you get tickets anyway?
I don't know.
Online, you book 'em.
I'm waiting to see what comes up. I'm interested to see what they're going to do, because if they're doing the Cardiff premiere, what they're going to do in London, because it's supposed to be on the same day. They're supposed to be in Cardiff in the morning and London in the afternoon.
I think it's just like a tour or something, you know, trying to promote the series. Is that what we're on about?
The tickets go until on the 7th, don't they? Of August.
Yeah, that's for Cardiff. That's for Cardiff. They haven't announced.
Oh, is that
what
just for
they're doing in
Cardiff? I
London.
thought that was for all rounder. Oh, I see what you mean. Oh, okay. So that's just for the Cardiff one. So, London one. Oh, I'm trying to decide. Do I want to go and spend money and watch it down in the London one, or do I want to wait until it comes on TV?
Yeah, because you've already paid for it, Phil. Don't forget.
It's true, actually. And to be honest, I'm gonna see it. I'm gonna see it before it airs anyway. Somehow, I know I will.
All right, not
Shall
to
we
mention.
elaborate on that, Philip?
No, not while I'm filming.
I don't mind.
Okay, I don't have the tour dates right in front of me right now. But when is the Cardiff one supposed to be?
7th of August.
Say that again, Tim. Sorry.
7th of August.
Oh.
Okay.
No, hang on. The tickets goes on the 7th of August, but the actual thing for Cardiff.
No, I think the actual thing is on the 7th of August, but the tickets go on sale on Monday.
Yeah.
Oh, is that right? Oh, okay. Oh, yeah, you're right. Yes, you're right. Yeah.
Guys, I wouldn't have minded if, the event was a few days before the actual showing. The actual thing, but not like this. Not this early.
Yeah, it's 2 weeks prior, isn't it? It's 2 weeks beforehand.
I do find it
only
strange
2 weeks.
Which is kind of it's a bit risky, 2 weeks beforehand.
Yeah. You know what's really funny? Sorry, Karen. Karen, Danny.
It's gonna give people people will end up filming it and then releasing it.
Well, no, they're going to be really tight on security.
They're going to be really tight on security.
Yeah, but they won't film it.
Your only major worry is going to be that there's going to be people who's going to come out of there and start posting "quote unquote" reviews and all.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
That's all they're going to do.
2,000-seat arena or something like that. They're not going to get all of them. Is it that many? Yeah, they're not going to get all of them to sign non-disclosures.
No.
But there's no way you're going to get like what you did in the dockage armor. I mean, might get lucky, but
yeah, I don't think they're going to get away with anyone sitting there filming it and get away with it. They're definitely going to have security going through there. Okay, so lots of interesting stuff popped up on us today. We got the tour going around. We got the new Stinger/teaser. Plus, we got the rumor going around that Michelle Gomez is the Master.
I still think that's ridiculous, but still.
Yeah, I do.
I said, I'll believe it when I see it personally.
I still maintain that.
Okay, wait a minute here. The Master used to have a tissue compression eliminator. It looked like a dildo. As the mistress, the Master could have a whip.
but let's face it, that actress, I can't remember her name, Gomez.
Michelle.
She'll be great Ronnie, though. What do you think?
Yeah.
Come on, Moffat, pull your socks up.
Her background's more comedy, I think, in the show she's done in the UK.
I had honestly thought that she would be Romana.
Yeah, I know. I mean, you look at was Kate O'Mara when she played Mel. I mean, that was comedy, wasn't it?
That's true.
It was very good comedy. She's very realistic.
But who knows? With the Moff, all things are possible. You never know with the Moff. He can throw something at us totally out of nowhere, and we'll never see it coming.
Oh, you mean he could actually write good stories again?
He never did, really, did he?
No, early on he did, long enough to worm his way up to showrunner, and then he showed his true colors.
Do people think that Moffat is ever doing it with reoccurrence of Daleks and Cybermen? in one series. In this series. Because they always seem to be popping up all the time, and it's like, can we have something? Can we have different creations rather than the same old trotting out the same
you know
thing?
what? Yeah, but you know what? You know that's going to happen because they're contractually obliged to have the Daleks in every
it's the Covenant.
season.
Yeah.
It's getting so boring now.
Yeah, I wish they would give the Daleks a rest. It's gotten ridiculous.
I mean, how would you? Okay, you know you can't give the Daleks a rest. You know you're contractually obliged to show them. How would you reinvent them for the new series? I don't know. Let's go to Alex.
You've got to properly give them a rest. Like a new series, they said they were giving them a rest. They didn't really because they couldn't. Go back to the classic series. There was something like 5 years, I think, between Eve of the Daleks and Day of the Daleks. Like when they said a final end, it kind of felt like it. Like, you know, you actually had half a decade of Doctor Who that didn't have any Daleks in.
Yeah, that was Patrick Troughton. That was, yeah.
Yeah. So when they came back finally after 5 years, there was impact. And yeah, a bit of a redesign, but not that much. Well, a different colour scheme, I suppose. But then the show had been in colour before. These were the first colour Daleks in television. I suppose it's finding a new way for them to be relevant, which I guess because Doctor Who is born out of Cold War fears, post-war fears. You know, they're Nazis born out who look like tanks, born out of a post-nuclear warfare dystopia that captured. I mean, Doctor Who began the year after the Cuban Missile Crisis, for heaven's sake, and was for a baby boom generation still living with ration books. You know, it resonated. And watching the next one we're going to do, I'm plugging my own podcast, is on my show, Doctor Who Fridays, the Dalek Invasion of Earth. Look how that must have resonated to British people, especially Londoners, and all that shock and awe with the Daleks on Westminster Bridge, the references culturally. And well, I think if you look at modern day Britain, we're not scared of fascists as the invaders anymore. We're scared of the fascists among us. And that would be, if you could get that angle on it that really resonates politically, socially, then that would work, because it would reuse the just as if you think about it, Stephen, when Russell T Davies did that season finale with Eccleston, Daleks were religious fundamentalists, because that was very relevant in that post 9/11 setting.
Were they? Were they?
So
really?
you're saying Dalek terrorists?
You know.
Well,
It makes me think of the Oswald's I forget the name of the episode, but basically when the corpses of people became Daleks or something, the idea that people could be Daleks. Well, that happens in the last episode too, that someone that you could be working with could actually be a Dalek. You know, the idea of fascists among us. You know, you don't know who's pushing the hate-filled ideology because they're hateful people. And
no,
you know.
I thought it was totally reverse. I thought it was just Big Brother. I mean, I don't mean the TV show. I mean, you know, corporate government looking, you know, down
social
at
manipulation.
Social manipulation. That's it, Tim.
Yeah, Revelation. We had people being turned into Daleks.
You know,
it's
a
hard
new
to
world
make them
order.
it's hard to make them scary again without sort of crossing into what Mo was saying earlier, is about, you know, making it too scary for the younger audience. Because if you go into a genocide sort of type of aspect, that will make them genuinely terrifying, but you're not going to get anything that heavy.
Well, that's what I don't get. When we were kids and the Daleks were, you know, really scary and exterminating left, right, and it didn't do us any harm. It made me want to watch Doctor Who week after week.
Yeah.
Yeah, you get Genesis. I remember getting Genesis of the Daleks on VHS, and it may have had a PG rating, as in parental guidance. And there was a list underneath explaining, and one of the things was contains theme of genocide. And it's still a Saturday tea time show. I mean, yeah, are modern day kids like little pussies being mollycoddled? No, you can have these themes.
No, but yeah, that's what I'm saying. But this is what the question I brought before. Do you think because Moffat has brought a new generation has grown up with him, do you think that it could turn off the viewers? Again, it could turn off the viewers. That's what I'm saying, and that's what worries me. You know.
No, I don't think that's going to happen. I don't think it will happen.
People say 80s Doctor Who was too violent. I don't think it was. It might have been too violent for the BBC. It wasn't too violent for the viewers. When the Colin Baker era was supposed to be too violent. I was 5, and I remember the darker, more violent stuff all the more fondly because it was effective.
Exactly. Yeah.
Well, now it wasn't so much people as Mary Whitehouse.
Believe it or not, because me and Phil would remember it, Phil, because we're the oldest ones here. I don't know how old you are, Tim.
Old enough to remember, mate. Don't worry.
But it wasn't just old Mary Whitehouse. It's just because she was the famous one. But she was more onto the Tom Baker era, really. Well, by the time Colin Baker came along, everybody just laughed. You know,
I remember reading about her in Doctor Who magazine when I was in high school and thinking, "Wow, what a bitch!"
Yeah, we ran over.
I'll tell you what, her complaints. Sorry, Brian. Her complaints brought a lot of views to Tom Baker because the moment she complained about it, it got 10 million views, 20 million views. You know, which is unthinkable now. I mean, you know, you think about the views now. I mean, what were the viewership, regardless of the 8th anniversary? What's the viewership now of Doctor Who? Barely 9 million, isn't it, Brian?
Yeah. Yeah. In the days we used to have 15 million, 10 million. It used to be quite constant.
Yeah. Russell T Davies era was like, you know, bigger than that.
Well, here's the thing, though. As far as Darkness goes, and Darkness bringing ratings, look at The Walking Dead. That show is now probably the most highest rated show on cable television. And it features gore, hardcore violence, you know, humanity at its rawest, and yet, boom, it's got like the world, I think it's got the record for the highest opening show in cable history now. So,
yeah, but Brian, you failed to mention something. Apart from the gore and the violence, what's the most important thing to have on a TV show?
You tell a good story.
Yes, the writing.
Yeah, true. The writing is good.
And we also have to remember that Doctor Who has always been in the stable of children's program rather than adult program. So it's kind of stuck in that rut.
Well, not. No. Well, I disagree with you. I think it was in the William Hartnell and Patrick Troughton era. It was. Although in the Patrick Troughton era, it tried to move away from that. But as soon as the John Pertwee era came along, you could tell the stories were all about mysticism.
Yeah, a bit more grown up. Yeah.
A bit more grown up about that. I mean, it's not as you know, Gatiss said, this is not a white witch or something. This is quite serious, you know. but you know, right up to the Russell T Davies in a way with the Big Brother thing, you know.
Yeah.
But I think with Moffat, it's sort of gone back to the children's era, 60s era that it wants to be. And that's unfortunate. Don't know how you guys think.
Well, until we've seen Capaldi's run, which I'm sure Moffat wants to make it a bit more edgier than what it was in Matt Smith and David Tennant's time, then we'll have to wait and see. We don't really know how it's going to play out.
Oh, of course.
Yeah, you see, one thing that Moffat I know has noticed, because even I noticed it, was the ratings across Series 7. You know, it wasn't catastrophic, but they were starting to slowly drop off. And you have no choice at this point but to change everything around. Otherwise, you're going to start losing people in big chunks.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I think that's what they're aiming for here, because, you bring in Capaldi, right? Capaldi, this is not his first time at the rodeo. This is an actor who's done major motion pictures. He's an Oscar winner. He's, been a fan of the show since around his preteen era. And like I said, I don't see him being a pushover. I don't see him, just walking into this and, saying, okay, we'll do this, we'll do that. I think he's going to have a very, very profound say on what goes on in the show. Yeah, so that's what I'm looking at.
Yeah.
Let's hope.
The show.
That's all very well, but will the BBC directors allow him to extend what he thinks is better for the show?
I think so.
It should be.
Oh, heck yeah, and I'll tell you why. Because he did not need this job. He could have stayed over on the Musketeers for another few seasons. No, he left that show to come to this one. He took a pay cut.
Even sold his house. Even sold his house just to do this job.
Exactly. He sold his house in North London, if I remember correctly, is where it was.
Yeah.
Which means he's going to be around for a while.
I'm hoping if he's as good as I believe that he will be, that he'll at least tie Tom Baker.
Oh, by the way, guys, can I just say, if anybody hasn't seen The Musketeers, it's a really good show. You've got to see it.
Is Harry asleep?
Say that again?
Is Harry asleep?
No, he's off doing something.
Okay.
I'm seeing an empty room.
Yeah, I think Capaldi will be hopefully a lot more influential than previous. Maybe like Christopher Eccleston, because he didn't really need the job, did he? Really? So.
That's one thing I've been noticing when they've been talking about this current season, is they've been referring to both Tom Baker and Christopher Eccleston a lot lately.
Yeah.
And I'm hoping that's what we're going to see more of in Series 8, is something along that line.
See what?
It looks like Clara's going to be a bit more, less pally, like less girlfriend material with the Doctor, more, I'd say, friend.
Yeah. Because it will be a bit weird, won't it?
Yeah.
It'll be so nice if Phillip Kinship could direct a story for Capaldi.
Yeah, well, you know that will never happen, so get that out.
Why not? All I've got to do is ask him, and he'll say, yeah, I'll do it.
Oh, yeah, I know. I would love it. I would love to have Terrence Dix, a script editor for a change, but that never happened. But do you know, you bring up Tom Baker and Christopher Eccleston, but with Tom Baker, especially with his first season, the reason they were so good was because you had a really good and understanding producer. Do you understand what I'm saying? But do you reckon would we get that with Moffat as producer again?
Meh.
Anyone?
Meh.
I don't
worries me.
Well, he brought in new blood with all the new directors and new, new writers. So hopefully, with him doing that, he's seeing the fact that he needs to change the way things are being played out. So hopefully.
Oh, you mean has he brought in new writers and new directors for Series 8?
Yes.
Yeah.
Plus, Rachel Talalay, the one who's directing the last 2 episodes of this season. This is her first experience with Doctor Who. She normally did motion pictures and whatnot. So that right there, the fact he's bringing in, someone who's had, cinema experience, that gives me big hopes for this season.
Well, you've got Ben Wheatley as well. He's a very dark. The stuff he's done is quite dark as well.
Now, Bill, can you mute me?
You gotta mute your mic, man. Okay. So, like I said, we've got Capaldi, experienced actor. We've got experienced directors. Plus, a lot of the people behind the camera they brought in for this season are RTD veterans. Mm-hmm. So, that right there shows me he's willing to change things around to bring something new to this season.
Do you think he was pushed into doing that? Because I don't think that would be his idea.
It's very possible.
Yeah, well, as Freedom says.
Maybe he was sat down and told what would happen if he didn't change Doctor Who, so...
Yeah, because as Freedom said earlier, the ratings for season 7, were dipping a bit, so they needed to kick him up the arse and say, look, you need to do something different now because it's dropping off a bit. So.
Okay. Oh, thanks for joining us, Cokie. Yes, yeah, you said you got to drop off on us, so.
Oh, night, Cokie.
Yeah, take care.
All right, thanks for joining us.
Nice to meet you, Coke.
Bye.
Yeah, I had no idea we were going to run this long on this one.
Emergency my ass.
Temporal displacement.
How long have we been running?
Oh, an hour.
Oh,
it's not too bad. I mean, could be worse. We could have gone back to the 3-hour jobs that we used to do in the beginning.
No, thanks. I'm never doing that again. No. No. I like to be sane. Okay. Okay, guys. So we've covered a lot of stuff. Let's go ahead and wrap this one up for now. I'll go around and get final thoughts and farewells from everybody. Let's start with Nightwing.
Thank you for having me, Freedom, and it's been nice talking to you guys again.
All right. Harry? Harry?
I'm here. Thank you for inviting me. Hey, always a pleasure being here on Omega File. And hey, always glad to offer my opinions on matters such as this.
Okay, Vil?
Final thoughts. Well, wherever you are, look up, look up, look up, and then forget where you are, because that might be fun.
Okay, DoctorWhoMan?
Oh, well, thanks for inviting us again, Freedom. And I'm going to go back to watch the World Cup. And do you think Moffat would write a script where England would actually win the World Cup?
Well, you watch
That would
the
be a
World
fairy
Cup.
story. Yeah.
You watch the World Cup. I'm going to drink the world beer.
I'm going to throw and have myself some dinner.
That just shows you what Americans think of football.
No, I'm not into sports. That has nothing to do with being American.
Yeah,
Phil might have been following Colombia.
Anyway, yeah, thanks for having me on.
Okay, Alex?
May the seed of your loin be fruitful in the belly of your woman.
Okay. All right, Philip?
I look forward to seeing the Doctor's soul and discovering his beauty, hatred, and whatever it is he's got in there. Thanks for having me as well.
Okay, BeefHead.
Thanks for having me here, guys. It's been a pleasure. And hopefully next Friday we'll have something even more fantastic to talk about.
Yay!
Okay, before I go, I do want to plug Alex's podcast he does every Friday, Doctor Who Fridays. What episode are you doing tonight?
The one that's Planet of Giants is already out. That's out there, and we will soon be recording Dalek Invasion of Earth, which I've been looking forward to all week because I love it. It's the first really epic, awesome Doctor Who story, I think.
Okay, we'll all be looking forward to listening to that.
Right on. And hey, Alex, I think that I saw your family on TV.
You did?
The Partridge Family.
Oh, the Partridge. My name is a reference to something else, but I don't know if you guys get Steve Coogan over there, but it's
yeah.
Indeed.
Okay, and don't forget to join us tomorrow for the Omega Files, or actually, yeah, tomorrow it is. Oh God, it's hard to believe it's already here. For the movie Krull, we're going to sit down, give it a once-over, give it a run-through, and see what we come out with it. And I want to thank everybody for joining me for this little impromptu session, and we'll see you all in the future. Everyone enjoy the rest of your Friday evening. Take care, ta-ta, and bye-bye.